Well, hi, everyone, and welcome to the Buffett and Beyond Research Saturday Market Recap Letter, September 9th, 2023. Remember, if you want to live on the beach like Jimmy Buffett did, you've got to learn how to invest like Warren Buffett does now. Folks, here's that beautiful beach that we're talking about. So just get out there and enjoy the day because there's a hurricane sitting offshore. Probably will not hit this beautiful beach. And before we go on, just want to let you know that you can get a 2-week free subscription. We just need your name and email, and you get the archives of all our videos, use of the computer program. That's 1,800 stocks. So you could pick your own portfolios, daily letters, all our model portfolios for this year, and the top stocks in all our ETFs that we follow. So folks, 2 weeks free subscription, need your name, email, and just go to buffettandbeyond.com. Buffett is spelled with 2 F's and 2 T's. Buffett and Beyond is one word. Just sign up and you'll get your 2-week free subscription. Okay, folks, we'll see you there. Oh, yes, and don't forget that over the past 22 years, our compounded returns have almost tripled the S&P 500. That's since 2002, a long time ago. Okay, folks, buffettandbeyond.com, 2-week free subscription. All right, let's see what happens this week. The market. Well, the market had a difficult week, but it may be getting ready to rally a bit come Monday and Tuesday. Now, this week on Thursday, we get a lot of new inflation data, which is going to cause the market to go up and to go down, probably all on Thursday, and probably wind up right where it is. But we expect a lot of ups and downs right up to the end of this week. In our weekly stock analysis video, well, Adobe has done very, very well ever since they began monthly recurring income some years back. They used to charge yearly, and it was called a lease to get their program to work on your computer. But then they went to monthly billing, and all of a sudden that stock just took off and has been up ever since. Now, this stock is up 65% this year to date, and we expect more upside. However, the growth in earnings is ever so slightly slowing down. The growth is great, but it's the acceleration that is starting to, well, decelerate. So let's get on to our ETF video. We look at home builders this week. We look at some home ETFs last week or the week before, and this is just the home builders. And our top stocks are up. Now, out of each ETF, we take 5 to 6 to 7 to 8 stocks and say these are the top stocks that are going to outperform the ETF. Well, our top stocks are up over 50% year to date, ahead of the ETF, which is up about 40% year to date. Now, there's a few names you may have never heard of, and they're up almost 70% this year already. Well, actually, 2 of them are close to 80%. Now, this ETF is quadrupling the S&P this year alone, and also over the past 5 years. So, folks, the question is, what's not to love about this ETF? And let's go to the S&P 500, and the top red line and the bottom red line are volatility bands, and that center line is the 20-day moving average. So we thought that when we hit this top band last week, we said we expect a reversion to the mean, and hopefully the mean was the 20-day moving average and not this bottom line down here. But we can look, if we draw this line like here, and Friday, the market right at the end of the day closed up. So we had this little resurgence toward the end of the day, and usually that doesn't happen on a Friday. So we have this line going up, and it looks like this 20-day moving average is going to hold. Down here, our intermediate term indicator is telling us absolutely nothing. It's just as flat as you can be. So and it's even flatter on the Dow 30. So in fact, it looks like one line. They've come together, diverged, and they're just waiting for a signal. And we'll see what happens this week. But this next slide is more telling. And this is, again, is the S&P 500. Now, up here, our short-term indicator, this gave us a buy signal, a couple of weeks ago now, and then all of a sudden we had the rally, and then we had this little sell signal up here. And we came down, and Now, down here, the blue line is the 50-day moving average, the green line is the 20-day moving average, and the 20-day moving average is sitting below that 50-day moving average, so that's not a comfortable feeling. However, with the close up on Thursday, close up on Friday, we had this little line going up here, folks, and now we have this back up here, this divergence with this close up on Friday. This gave us a little buy signal, and we'll see if it follows through Monday. But Monday we may take some spreads in the S&P 500, which is we usually use either the SPX or the SPY. So we'll look at that closely on Monday and see what happens. But this is a nice line up. This is very, very good as long as we can hold in here. And this is giving us a signal. Now, this gave us a buy signal, about Thursday, and we put it in our letter, gave us a buy signal on the Dow 30, and we said, okay, everything else has got the sell signal. We were still working on this sell signal here on the QQQs and the S&P 500, but the Dow actually gave us a signal a couple of days ago. So in other words, so far, this is looking good in here, but just a couple of points on Friday gave us this point, and maybe that's all we need, folks, to get a little rally going in here and get back up to this 45.50 level up in here at least. So that's what we're looking at. Again, down here, you can't see anything with this longer-term indicator. Volume down here, red lines represent the volume on the down days. The gray lines represent the volume on the up days. So we had this rally in here, more gray lines than red lines. And then this past week, we had more red lines than gray lines. So you can see the downward pressure. But the volume is not giving us an indication of which way this market wants to go. Usually the red lines will be larger and that signals down, or the gray lines will be larger and that signals up. So, like back in here. Okay, the gray lines kept going up and up and up, and we had this beautiful rally up in here. And right now, what's the volume telling us? Absolutely nothing. So not to worry about it. Portfolio protection. We have portfolio protection. This is about $135,000 portfolio, and we keep buying these put options. Where do we get the money to buy the put options? We sell a couple of call spreads or cover call option rights during the week, and that's in our daily letter. So we get a few dollars and we buy puts with them, and then we don't have to worry. So in other words, looking at all the short-term signals is fun, and if you have these puts in place, you don't have to worry about a thing, whichever way it goes. So these puts now are about 8% below the present level of the market. The market closed on Friday, and so if the market falls more than 8%, totally protected. And in fact, these puts gain in value as the market starts down. So even though if you have these puts, you're totally protected if the market drops 8%. But as the market goes down, these puts gain in value. And so if the market drops 8%, your portfolio will probably drop 5 to 6%. And then after that, it won't drop any more. So that's what this portfolio protection is about. Again, about $135,000 portfolio for these particular puts. Now, I know a lot of you have larger larger portfolios than that, and so you have more puts than this. And that's the purpose of these puts, is to protect those portfolios. The smaller portfolios, it's harder to sell covered calls, so we do some option spreads in those portfolios. A little bit tricky, but that's what our daily letter is all about, folks. If you're protected, you can sleep this weekend. You don't have to worry about next week, the ups and downs that we're bound to see next week. So, folks, remember, if you want to live on this beach like Jimmy Buffett did, and we have to say farewell to our friend who was part of our music for the past 40 years or so. He lives just a couple of miles up on this very beach, and we must say goodbye to our friend. So, folks, if you want to live on this beach like the Jimmy Buffett once did, you've got to learn how to invest better than Warren Buffett does right now. All right, folks, have a good weekend. We'll see you back here on Monday.